Outermost layer talks about the first kosh, which is called as the Annamaya Kosh. And the Annamaya Kosh, as the word suggests, deals with the kind of physical health, the kind of food, and the kind of intake that our children are having, which is called as the physical development or the Annamaya Kosh. So, first and foremost, as adults and as parents, it is very, very important for us to focus on what kind of food and what kind of nutrients are our children taking. The second kosh is what is we call as the pranmay kosh, which from the food, the kind of energy that we get is the pranmay kosh, which is very, very essential for the vital development of our children. So from the Annamay Kosh, we come to the Pranmay Kosh, and here we are dealing with the kind of energies or the kind of force and the kind of power that we give to the children. It can be in the form of breathing techniques, it can be in the form of mindfulness, it can be in the form of yoga, it can be a physical education, and that is the reason you must have seen that CBSE is laying a lot of emphasis on the physical development and the physical education aspect of the child, and they say that a lot of free play and sports facilities have to be provided by the school, right? After this, the third layer is all about what we call as the Manomay Kosh. Manomay Kosh, which means the mental health of the child. So if a child is eating the right food, is being trained and developed physically, is occupied and is doing the right kind of physical activity, then automatically the mental health of the child is taken care. So that becomes the Manomay Kosh, where all of us have to come into place and start working on the emotional and the mental well-being of the child, which is very, very important, because if the child is mentally healthy and emotionally strong, then automatically all challenges will be faced by the child and he is going to be strong enough to face the world. So the third layer becomes the Manomay Kosh. From there, it reaches to the Vijnanmaya Kosh, which is the intellectual development. And that's where, if you are mentally strong, if you are having a good emotional understanding, automatically the 4 C's of the 21st century learning that we call as curiosity, critical thinking, and decision making all are being taken care, and that is called as the intellectual development, which is the 4th layer. And once all these 4 layers we work on, that is the physical development, the vital development, the mental and emotional development, along with the intellectual development, and all these 4 are being taken care, then automatically the spiritual development, which is called as the Anandamay Kosh, is worked, and that is the innermost layer. So the child is happy from within, which means if a child is happy from within, then nothing is impossible for the child to achieve. So this is the Panch Kosh concept that is given to us by the National Education Policy. And here I would like to say that we at Ridge Valley School, we are working on these Panch Koshas. Why? Because while we are giving the meals to our children, we see what kind of a food is given on a daily basis to our child. We have an extensive sports facility in our school where the child is encouraged to participate in various sports like golf, lawn tennis, table tennis, yoga, chess. Yoga and chess and golf are a part of our curriculum. Chess is a regular teaching or a regular period in our timetable because that develops intellectual thinking, that develops the mind of the child, right? There are a lot of hands-on and experiential learning that happens, and that is where the child gets into teamwork. That's where the child learns to think, decide, and work in groups, because now is the time when the children are more and more exposed to team building activities. Now is the time, scenes have changed, job market has changed. There's a lot of collaboration that is required from professionals. It is not a professional who has to work in a silo. All those who are parents here and they're working with multinationals and in private companies, you must have seen that the scenario, the way, the working, the culture of environment or the environment in the offices is more of collaborative work, more of team building, more of group work. So more and more encouragement right from young child in young classes. We encourage children to work in groups. We tell them to work in collaboration and do some group work so that they learn this habit of group. There is a very unique curriculum that we have in our school, which we call as the Education for Life. Now, this Education for Life curriculum teaches children right from a very early age to practice breathing, meditation, and mindfulness.